Who needs laughing gas when establishment clowns push gags like this? Talk about outlandish and paranoid conspiracy theories. But the corporate media solemnly bought the government Zionist humbug and disseminated it nationwide with grim determination. Officially, the authorship of the Project Megiddo report was attributed to the FBI's National Security Division, but in actuality, the report was merely a reworked version of the ADL's Explosion of Hate publication, combined with reports from Dee's SPLC intelligence report. The ADL actually bragged about its authorship of the FBI report on its website and took credit for it in a meeting of the International Chiefs of Police on November 2nd, 1999. That's from Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare by Michael A. Hoffman II. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. It's very easy to see and very easy to comment on the holier-than-thou attitude of the likes of Bill O'Reilly and Rush Limbaugh, who both think that they speak for some nebulous right-wing populism that's going to retake this country for constitutional republicanism, when in actual fact, here you have two, especially Bill O'Reilly, who has the attitude of, I am so superior to everybody that possibly could come on my show or that I would ever interact with in my entire life. And my intelligence so far exceeds anybody else that people have no concept of even grasping the depths of my intellectual acumen. That's Bill O'Reilly, a pompous, self-righteous jerk who lives on Fox News, and Fox News itself perpetuates the very same thing, coming across as the bearer of all things that relate to co-opted positions of the so-called right. Rush Limbaugh himself, a fat, self-righteous, stupid person who also holds a lofty position in that he acts as though all of the positions that he holds and his interpretations thereof are the be-all and end-all for everything for making this country a better place. But of course, both of these individuals and the so-called right in general are all about making the rich richer and telling the poor to go take a hike. Because I'm sure both of these people and most of the commentators on Fox News would agree that they want to dismantle any kind of social safety nets in this country and let the poor float on the breezes of vicissitude and be at the mercy of corporations who would gladly see them all die of starvation. And pompousness and self-righteousness are very much a part of the left-right paradigm. And it's very easy to see in the various people who come out to, support the position that they happen to hold. When in reality, there's no position but one position. And it is the position of those in power against those who aren't. And some would say that, well, wait a minute. There are those people on the so-called left that, have progressive ideas that want to really, make changes for others. Well, there are idealists everywhere. There are even idealists on the so-called right. But the fact of the matter is that the movements themselves and their spokespeople have absolutely nothing to do with that idealism. And you're never going to have that idealism achieved. So I would say this to Bill O'Reilly and all the other commentators on Fox News. fold up your self-righteous, holier than thou nonsense. Come down off of your pedestal of I have all the answers for everything. And shut your trap. And that goes for you, Mr. Limbaugh, as well. Because you are the very epitome of the fat, stupid, self-righteous, pompous, rich, white person who would speak for those who have idealistic positions on the so-called right. I have no use for you, sir. I have no use for you, Mr. O'Reilly. So I thank both of you to keep your mouths shut before you point out even more of the hypocrisy that you spew and that you represent. Thank you. Good night.